Good evening, I'm Dominique Harris.
And I'm Michael Atterbury. Here's what's coming up next on Panthervision.
Nice try, Cal. Very nice try.
We've been asking for the last 6 months who our chancellor will be, and now we might finally get some answers. See why these students are turning over old leaves. There's a new rule at UWM, and it has students sweating. And find out what one student is drumming up in the dance department. All that and more coming up next on Panthervision.
From the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, this is UWM Panthervision. A weekly newscast reported, written, and produced by students in the Department of Journalism and Mass Communication. And now, the news.
Good evening. UWM should have a new chancellor within a month.
The Search and Screen Committee will give its candidate list to the Board of Regents tomorrow.
Panthervision's Eliana Moreno reports.
Becoming Marquette's first lay president.
Last spring, UWM's Chancellor Michael Lovell stepped down from his position to become the first lay president at Marquette University. And for the third time in a decade, UWM was left searching for someone to take on the title of this important leadership role.
Or you can come to an institution like this and be a true leader and make a difference.
The UW-Wisconsin System President Ray Cross appointed a 27-member Search and Screen Committee to select at least 5 candidates for Chancellor by mid-November. 20 of these members are directly affiliated with UWM. Amongst the faculty members and academic staff are 2 students. Meet Ryan Sorensen. He is one half of the student representatives in the committee and the acting president of UWM's Student Association.
For me personally, and I think the student body as a whole, I think we'd like to see a chancellor that to student life on campus, someone that's engaged. And
Sorensen says he saw traits in Lovell that he hopes the next chancellor will carry on.
He had a very good relationship with the students, and I would like to continue seeing that too.
Nursing professor and fellow committee member Jennifer Daring agrees.
So there's one word that can completely capture what I'm looking for in a chancellor, and that word is engagement. I want the chancellor to engage with faculty, with students, with the community members, at every level.
She is looking for a candidate who will carry on Lovell's strategies while improving and building them in order to spur development at UWM. Professor Daring offers a word of advice to the future chancellor.
We have a lot of challenges to overcome. We also have a lot of strengths, and we need to unite those 2 things. And the way to do that is to do that by, literally from the ground up.
By the middle of the week, we will find out who the 5 final candidates are, which will bring us one step closer to filling this spot. In Milwaukee, I'm Eliana Moreno for Panthervision.
Here's the timeline for selection of the new chancellor. Tomorrow, the search committee will give its unranked list of top candidates to the special UWM System Board of Regents. Then on Wednesday, at least 5 finalists will be publicly announced, along with a schedule of campus interviews. The search committee will meet the Special Regents Committee on December 9th to provide feedback on the campus visits. And then the next day, the Special Regents Committee will privately interview the finalists. The full Board of Regents meets on December 15th and is expected to make its final decision then.
A UW Oshkosh student is being charged in federal court for the possession of the deadly toxin ricin. 21-year-old Kyle Allen Smith was arrested after 2 professors became concerned that he might be making the deadly toxin. Ricin is a powdery substance that can cause respiratory failure if inhaled. If Smith is found guilty, he faces up to 10 years in prison, a $250,000 fine, or both.
The attacks on UW Oshkosh's campus continue. Police are investigating the 7th reported assault since September 27th. In the latest attack, a student was walking when he was hit in the back of the head with an unknown object. He was able to give a description, but police say it does not match the description in the other assaults. Last week, police arrested 1 suspect in connection with 2 of the attacks. Here at UW and Milwaukee police are investigating assaults near campus. There was an armed robbery near the intersection of Hartford and Kramer on the night of November 8th. Two females waiting for a taxi were approached by two females. One of them showed a handgun and demanded their purses. The suspects fled in a car. Another armed robbery occurred just hours later at the intersection near Murray and Locust. The circumstances in that attack and the description of the suspects are similar to the first robbery.
Flu season is making its rounds at UWM, and health officials are trying to do something about it. Panthervision's Emily Topcheski joins us live with more. Emily?
20 people in Wisconsin have already been hospitalized because of the flu. In an average year, typically only 1 or 2 people are in the hospital by this time in the season. Norris Health Center is joining up with the College of Nursing trying to prevent a flu outbreak. They're offering flu shots to students, faculty, and community members. Dr. Julie Bonner says it's important to get a flu vaccine, and it's not too late.
So the easiest is the vaccine. While that's not 100% effective, again, it just takes a few minutes, it's low cost, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Bonner says getting vaccinated is especially important for university students. They can catch the flu more easily because of their irregular schedules, and germs spread quickly in cramped dorm rooms and apartments.
The other things you have to be thinking about, and those kind of things are being really methodical about washing your hands, making sure to cover your mouth when you cough. And those are just things that, again, people have good habits, that's a great thing, but again, those are sort of the key prevention strategies in terms of getting the flu.
Last year, nearly 1,800 people were hospitalized because of the complications with the flu. There's another clinic tomorrow afternoon in Sandburg Residence Hall. Back to you guys.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention does not know exactly how many people die each year from the flu.
But between 1976 and 2007, the number of yearly flu-related deaths ranged from about 3,000 to about 49,000 people. The CDC says the exact number of deaths is hard to track because states are not required to report flu cases in people 18 years or older. It also says that the flu is usually not the primary cause of death, but it could be a contributing factor. Health officials say the flu season in the United States typically peaks in January or February. A controversial flu research at UW-Madison is on hold. A scientist at UW-Madison created an altered flu virus in his lab in 2012. Critics say the altered virus could escape from the lab or be replicated by bioterrorists. The Obama administration says all federal funding for similar studies will be postponed until a new policy is developed. The Madison scientist says his research is designed to help identify dangerous mutations and develop new drugs and vaccines.
A Marquette student injured while studying abroad in Madrid is improving. Jennifer Waters underwent multiple surgeries and was put into a medically induced coma after she was grazed by a car last month. She remains in critical condition, but is described as getting stronger, with her memory and speech returning. Waters is a marketing major at Marquette's Business School.
Plans to convert the historic Pabst bottling building into student housing have cleared a big hurdle. The city's plan commission has now unanimously endorsed the project. The facility will include 150 units with 438 beds for international students from Milwaukee area colleges. About 15% of the building will serve as an extended stay hotel. UWM, Marquette, MATC, and Concordia are partners in the project. The building is planned to open in August 2016. UWM is honoring its veterans.
As part of Veterans Day, the celebration, UWM's Space Plaza was filled with small American flags. There were 1,200 flags to represent each veteran enrolled at UWM. UWM enrolls the most student veterans in Wisconsin. There are 6 military education benefit programs on campus, as well as ROTC programs with the Army, Air Force, and Navy. UWM also awards up to 12 credits to service members and veterans for the basic military training and education. There was also a Vets Memorial in the Union last Monday to kick off Veterans Week. A wall of honor was shown for those who were lost in the line of duty. There was also a TV displaying the pictures of those that were lost. The event was hosted by the UWM chapter of Student Veterans of America. Donation buckets for each military branch were available.
Non-resident veterans and their families will soon get in-state tuition rates. The UW Board of Regents plans to meet this spring to formally approve the tuition break. It's being prompted by a new federal law. The law requires in-state tuition rates for veterans who enroll within 3 years of being discharged. Their spouses and children will also receive in-state tuition rates. The law takes effect in August 2015.
Governor Scott Walker is proposing another freeze on state college tuition. And while that may be good news for students, some say that a continued freeze will actually harm them. Amanda Roslansky has more in tonight's MATC report.
Over the years, college tuition rates have gone up, while college state funding has gone down. A popular opinion among students is placing a freeze on tuition rate. We spoke with MATC economic professor Michael Rosen if this idea would help colleges.
If you froze tuition and the state increased its investment in higher education, that would be a sustainable model. But when you couple freezing tuition with cutting state investment in higher education, you're essentially robbing Peter and Paul. There's no money for the college. All it can do, it becomes a zero-sum game, is take money from someplace else. So while I understand why a tuition freeze would be popular, when it's coupled with cutting the funding of the technical colleges, which is what's been done, or cutting the funding of to the state university, which is also what's been done, it essentially is an untenable model, and it's going to lead to the demise or the deterioration of higher education in Wisconsin.
Though putting a freeze on tuition is something that is ideal with most college students, it would not be something that's economically sustainable for colleges. This is Amanda Roslansky for MATC Reports.
Coming up on Panthervision, a new dance hits UWM's curriculum.
And students break out the rakes once again. We'll tell you more when we return.
This is where powerful ideas lead to proven results. This is where you belong.
Ready again?
Let's go do this.
At MATC, we award lots of degrees, but not everyone makes it to our big ceremony.
Samantha, I own lamb.
Thanks to the hands-on training they receive from industry experts, many of our grads are already hard at work.
Michael Roman.
But that's okay. They end up with something even more rewarding than a diploma.
Caesar Augusto Olmos.
A career. MATC. Redefine smart.
The UWM School of Dance has added an unconventional class to its curriculum this semester.
Andrew McCann has the story.
UWM has added a few new classes to its curriculum this semester. This is capoeira, a traditional art that has been added to the dance department.
Capoeira is rooted in African traditions, but it's an art that developed in Brazil. It developed among enslaved Africans.
Stephen Antonsen has been instructing in Milwaukee since the late 90s. He says understanding the culture is central to capoeira.
And they discover as they train more, they learn about Brazil, they learn about Brazilian culture, they learn about music, history.
Capoeira is offered by the dance department, but ironically, you won't find many dancers there.
There's one. Yeah.
Melissa Gross, the only dance major in the class.
I've done tap, jazz, ballet, musical theater, modern, so I've been doing that for a long time.
But nothing like capoeira.
I mean, the music kind of dictates a lot of the tempo and how fast the dancers and the players are moving, so that has a big part of it as well.
The class isn't only about dancing. A central part of the art form is performing traditional songs along with the dances. Although Melissa's more used to dance than her classmates, the class offers her new ways to learn and improve.
It's nice because I can help others and they can always point out something that I might not have noticed.
As the semester has passed, the class has grown as a group.
Through the interest in capoeira, it brings people together. So it's fun. It's fun to go and learn new things, express yourself, and have fun with new people. So I think that's what keeps people in capoeira.
Community defines capoeira. Nobody dances alone. In Milwaukee, I'm Andrew McCann for Panthervision.
A number of independent capoeira groups are active in Milwaukee.
Nearly 100 homes are ready for winter thanks to UWM's Rackathon. Students spent a Saturday morning helping older adults by raking leaves and cleaning their yards. But while doing yard work may seem like a chore, many students have made it a tradition.
I had a lot of fun last year when I did it, and I just really like to, help people that can't help themselves.
600 students register for this year's event. The Rackathon takes place every fall.
A UWM campus food drive is underway. There are more than 120 donation boxes across campus for the Hunger Task Force. The non-perishable food items will help feed the Milwaukee community. Organizers hope to collect 20,000 pounds of food this year. Monetary donations can be made at the UW Credit Union. The food drive runs until December 4th. Maurice Childs joins us with a look at our weather.
How you guys doing?
How's it going, Maurice?
Good.
It's getting a little cold out, huh?
Yeah, it's that time of the year. Yeah, I know how it is.
Time to either break out a winter jacket or buy a plane ticket to Florida.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah, it's time to go to Florida. All right, our weather headlines is it's going to be light snow. Temperatures are going to drop into the mid-teens, and wind chills are dropping across the southeast Wisconsin. Our current conditions, the temperature is at 17 degrees. The dew point is at 6, and the barometric pressure is at 29 inches. Our current conditions, also the high is going to be at 20 degrees. The low is going to be at 11. And we have a 30% chance of precipitation with a few flurries. Our state temperatures, in Green Bay, the low is going to be at 10 degrees, and then the high will be at 20 degrees. In Madison, the low will be at 8 degrees, the high will be at 17. And then in Milwaukee, the low will be at 11 degrees, and the low will be at 11 degrees, and the high will be at 20 degrees. Tonight, we're expecting light snow, and then the low will be at 11 degrees, and the wind will be at 16 miles per hour. Tomorrow, it'll be partly cloudy with a high at 20 degrees, a low at 14 degrees, and the wind will be at 19 miles per hour. And Wednesday, we're again expecting light snow with a high of 18 degrees, a low of 10 degrees, and the wind will be at 18 miles per hour. Our extended forecast, the high will be at 27 degrees, the low will be at 12 degrees. On Friday, it'll be 26 degrees, the low will be at 19 degrees. On Saturday, the high will be at 36 degrees, and the low will be at 28 degrees. And on Sunday, the high will be at 39 degrees, and the low will be at 32 degrees.
Well, it looks like it's warming up a little bit then, huh?
Yeah, it's gonna get warm, but not as warm as it was. So.
Well, I'll take any warmer weather that we can get.
Yeah, absolutely.
A creative opportunity awaits students interested in audio production. MATC's Genevieve Beltowski has the story.
Today we're sitting down with Jim Rice, who's an instructor in the audio program at MATC.
The audio production program includes
disciplines in a lot of areas. One of the major things is being able to operate the DAW systems, the music software programs. The audio production associate degree is built on a diverse kind of study. And the concept is if we can have the individual have background in a whole bunch of areas, if one of them goes dry, they might be prepared for another one. MATC has in its scope real jobs. And so as the situation in the outside, when you're actually looking to try to get a job, as that changes, so will our program. As that morphs and industry changes, so will we. It'll always be a moving target. The audio program has 115 some odd students. That's pretty fast growing since we opened it up about a year and a half ago. So this is our third semester. Previous to that, we had a certificate where you would take the techniques of sound class, and you might take the advanced, different classes rolled out slowly. But this is our third semester, and by the end of next semester, we will have some graduates.
For more information about the audio production program, you can visit www.matc.edu. This has been Vive for Panthervision.
Coming up next in sports, find out what big league opponent the UWM baseball team will face this spring.
And we'll tell you about the new policy that's made t-shirts available for checkout at the Klatschi Center. All that and more when Panthervision continues.
Disaster strikes. Only one type of donation can purchase clean water, get medical supplies, rebuild homes and businesses, and provide culturally appropriate foods. This one donation gives exactly what is needed for each unique disaster situation. Save lives, save time, donate cash.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
The men's soccer season ends in disappointment.
Andrew McCann joins us with sports. Andrew?
Thanks, guys. The UWM men's soccer team is ending their season a little earlier than anticipated. The team lost 0-1 against Wright State in the first round of the Horizon League tournament. The Panthers held a strong defense until the 74th minute, allowing the Raiders to score. Freshman Petter Enger-Brigtsen had a header chance but aimed too high, missing the net in the 79th minute. Senior Kyle Newman also had a chance against the ticking clock but could not get enough pace on the ball. The Panthers end their season with a record of 6-10-3. The men's team might have ended their season early, but it's no reflection of their individual performance.
And there's Milwaukee's first goal. Lori Bell on the feed from Rami Yunus in the 71st minute.
Senior Lori Bell was named to the All-Horizon League first team for the third time in his career. He becomes the only the third player in UWM history to do so. Senior Luke Goodnetter was also named to the first team. Junior Declan Rodriguez made the second team, and 3 UWM players made all freshman teams. A UWM diver also won an award. Senior KJ Hager has been named Horizon League diver for the week for an unprecedented 5th straight time. It's the 18th weekly league award of his career. It's no surprise why Hager won the award. He has now swept both boards all 5 times for the season, taking first for a total of 10 times. The UWM's baseball team is going to the major leagues. The Panthers will play the Brewers in a spring exhibition game in Arizona. This is the first time the teams will play each other. The last time the Brewers played a collegiate team was in 1983 against Arizona State. Now, it gets hot working out, but a new policy at UWM's Klotsky Center is asking students to cover up. Panthervision's Amanda Porter explains why.
At UWM's Klotsky Center and Pavilion, you might find students playing basketball in the gym, running on the indoor track, or pumping iron in the weight room. But lately, what you won't see are students' shoulders, at least not in the weight room. The restriction came into effect this August, but Director of University Recreation, Stephen Mohair, says the restriction is only in one area of the facility.
The bottom floor is the weight room, and then the balcony over it is the cardio area, so it's enforced in both of those spaces.
Klotsky student worker James Kelly says the restriction isn't just a random rule to keep students away from the facility.
And from a sanitation standpoint, I mean, it's just cleaner. You know, the less direct skin contact with the weights, I mean, the better.
Some students feel the ban is completely necessary and doesn't create much conflict.
For me, it's never really been a problem because I've always worn t-shirts when I work out, but I could see it being a problem for most people. Like, they get hot in there, and I don't know, I've heard a lot of complaints, but it really doesn't bother me.
UWM track athlete Marcus Johnson says the policy enforces cleanliness.
I think it's a good policy to have. I mean, if you're in the weight room and people have cutoffs, they're all sweaty. You don't want to be laying in their sweat.
Other students say the restriction is a limiting hassle.
I usually wear t-shirts, but like for my friends who wear tank tops, like, I mean, I know it's kind of like a hassle, like reminding them like, oh, you have to wear a t-shirt instead of a tank top.
The Klotsky Center offers a rental t-shirt for students who are not following the restriction. As for now, the university does not plan on changing the policy. In Milwaukee, I'm Amanda Porter for Panthervision.
Workout facilities in the UWM residence halls have not yet required wearing full t-shirts. That's it for sports. Back to you, Dominique and Michael.
Thanks, Andrew. Teachers typically run the show in a classroom full of students.
But as Panthervision's Michael Holloway found out, one dance major is taking on both roles.
At Mitchell Hall, the music is upbeat, and the students are moving their feet. UWM dance major Melissa Vessel has a busy 19-credit schedule that keeps her on her toes.
She always brings a lot of energy, a lot of focus, and a lot of discipline.
But when classes end for the day, the student becomes the teacher.
No, it'll come. Don't worry about it too much.
Melissa is working on choreographing a dance for her senior project.
Nice, I like that a lot. It's scary, but it's so rewarding.
The Department of Dance aims to develop the skills necessary for successful careers in dance performance and choreography.
Perfect.
The senior project is the final act.
Students that are aspiring to get a BA or a BFA, they have to research and produce a work.
The title of this year's set of senior projects is called Inscribed in Us. Melissa's dance centers around first impressions.
I did a lot of research with how people judge each other and the moment people judge each other.
With classes running throughout the day, rehearsal can run late into the night. But that doesn't discourage Melissa and her team.
Cool, we're gonna do it one last time. I'm gonna record, we're gonna go over notes, and then...
In Mitchell Hall, I'm Mike Holloway for Panthervision.
Cool.
Vessel and 10 other seniors will showcase their projects the first week in December in Mitchell Hall.
Thank you for tuning in for tonight's edition of Panthervision.
You can watch us on Time Warner Channel 14 and AT&T UVerse Channel 99 at 5:30 on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and again at 10:30 on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Have a great week.